Welcome back. Happy Vlogmas Day 15. My name is Judith. I am one half of the Nutty Nitty Sisters, together with my sister and co-host Julie. We produce a video here usually about once a month, a few yarn adventures during good weather. We are based in Maine. Julie is also doing Vlogmas this year, so she is also posting videos to the channel. I hope you are enjoying the videos. I know I'm enjoying watching her. If you are new to the channel, welcome. We definitely appreciate you checking in and would love for you to subscribe and be part of our little fiber community here. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. We definitely appreciate you coming back time and again and hanging out with us. Today I am wearing, I've kind of run out of my winter knits because they're all in a room where my husband is quarantining at the moment. Hopefully that will end tomorrow. So I'm wearing one of my summer knits. This is the Mermaid, I think it's called the Mermaid Wrap, and I made it a little narrower than the pattern to make it more of a scarf than a wrap, but it is so pretty. This is fiber. I think this was actually made with my very first Paradise Fibers fiber box. I'm pretty sure it was. It might have been second, but it is this beautiful, really soft, I believe it was sea-cell, and then there was a like a combed top, I think, that went with it, and a little stellina. We made roll-eggs out of the colored, and then the sea-cell I just spun straight on the wheel and then plied the two together. It also came with these little sequins that I added to the spin itself. And then knit them up, only part of it. I didn't want to have sequins around my neck because they can be quite scratchy. So it's just on the bottom. And I believe that the box itself had something to do with mermaids or oceans or something like that. So I thought that the Mermaid Wrap was appropriate for it. And it kind of looks like a mermaid tail on the end, which is kind of cool. So that's what I'm wearing. I also have a pair of socks on, but again, I'm sitting in the chair, so I can't get my foot up here. I'll take a picture. I gotta remember what I'm wearing. Oh, I'm wearing the, I believe it's picnic something sock. But it was a sock from Helen Stewart's Handmade Sock Society this past year. And it is knit in Winter Wonderland by formerly Farm Girl Fibers, now Blue Raven Studio. And the contrast color on the heels and the toes is a Dun Roving mini skein. So that's what I'm wearing. Mugs. My mug in the intro is another reference to Skyrim. I am a huge Skyrim fan. I haven't played in forever. I really need to. But this is, if you're familiar with Skyrim, this is an item or an inventory item detail screen. So it says it's a cup of coffee. Its weight is 0.2. Its value is priceless. And it improves happiness, restores stamina, resistant to stupidity, and resistance to frost. So that is the mug for today, and I am drinking coffee today. I'm on my lunch break, so it's still early enough for a cup of coffee. Advents. So Advents today from the fiber advent of my own creation. I've been kind of avoiding this. It wasn't in a in a pouch or package. It was just kind of loose in the box, and I've been avoiding it because I got a pound of this. It's merino, ultra soft merino roving from Belfast Fiber Mills in Canada. I got during the online International Fiber Festival, and I've been avoiding it because I've been spinning it forever. I have like 3 bobbins full of it, and I still have a big ball of it left to spin. I'm hoping to eventually create a sweater out of it, but it's in the color Golden Ochre, and the only reason I've been avoiding it is because it is a very, very short staple length, which makes it a little challenging to spin. And I've been spinning it for a very long time, so, but the time has come. It is going to get added to the crazy crafty kind of yarn that I'm spinning from the Advents. So we'll see how that looks added in. And from Robin at A Yarn to Die For Design, in her Advent today, we got Christmas in Paris Stash Tea. I've never heard of this flavor. I'm a big fan of stash tea, but I've never heard of this flavor. It is cocoa shells, peppermint, lavender, natural chocolate, and vanilla extract. It sounds divine. I cannot wait to try this tea. And her color for today's Advent was Mischief Under the Mistletoe. Did you see how I rolled that right off my tongue? I practiced. It's Mischief Under the Mistletoe, and it is this gorgeous, gorgeous color. I love it. It's peaches and little pops of green and pink and yellow. Really, really, really pretty. So this is the one that's going to go in the habitation throw. If this is your first time watching, I get in this Advent kit, I'm getting 20 gram minis, and I'm splitting them into 2 10-gram balls. I'm using one in the habitation throw by Helen Stewart, and the other one I'm using to make scrappy socks, and then any leftover after the socks is going to go into my leftover stash for a blanket, more than likely the northeasterly blanket. So I did manage to get most of, I think I'm about a half a row away from finishing the color for today on this. So it is coming out quite nicely. The colors are blending beautifully. I am loving this sock. I did get the sock done from yesterday, so I am caught up as far as the sock knitting goes for this Advent. And I was able to also finish the habitation throw. So I am mid-row again because it ran out, but I am mid-row in the habitation throw and just need to attach this today's color. And that is the Advent knitting. I have one other project that I'm knitting this Advent. It is a carryover from Knit Vent with Helen Stewart. It was window 1. I've completed windows 2 and 3. 2, 3, and 4, I think. But this is Skyline Wrap. If you've watched before, you know I'm struggling to finish this, but I am so close. I think I have 8 more rows to go before I can do the ribbing, which is the last section, and then this will be done. I'm dying to cast on the last window of Knit Vent, so hopefully this can get completed over the next day or 2. That is it for whip updates, life updates. Michael, if this is your first time watching, my husband Michael tested positive for COVID on the 8th of December. He first started feeling symptoms on the 6th of December. So hopefully tomorrow, it will be the 10th day. If he is fever free, we'll be able to be reunited. We have been practicing isolation and social distancing and all the things. I take him what he needs for food and fluids and whatnot, and that's about it. So we have door dates where, you know, I'll just kind of stand in the door and we will chat with each other, but it's not the same. I will be looking forward to having my husband back and having my bed back, because I've been sleeping in the kids' bed here in my office or in the recliner in the living room, and it's just not not good. So he is feeling much better. He still is definitely feeling a little sicky, just really super tired. So we're hoping that that will turn around over the next couple of days, but so that's where we are at with that. We're looking forward to being able to get out and about and get some holiday shopping done, which we are woefully behind on. So hopefully that will happen this weekend. Today's plans, I thought I would share a knitter's wish list with you. So this is, in my humble opinion, a knitter's wish list. I'm basically going to go over 5 of my very favorite tools, and some things that you don't normally think about as a knitter's tool. Like, obviously a good set of needles, a good set of scissors, yarn. Those are all things that are obvious knitter's wish list. But some of my favorite tools, they're not your obvious knitter's tools. And then some tools that I've kind of seen out there that I would love to give a try. So kind of my knitter's wish list. So that is the plan for today. I hope you enjoy the video. I will see you later on. Bye. Ooh, it's chilly this morning, isn't it, Brady? Oh, you got it? Look at you. Big boy. Good morning, girls. Good morning. How are we? Are you ready for your breakfast, Brady? Are you gonna go up by yourself? Be careful. Oh, you did it. Good boy. Good boy. Hello, it is the end of another Vlogmas day 15. Today was a fairly low-key day. Didn't really do a whole lot. I did a little laundry, tended the chickens, did some dishes, and I worked all day. Other than that, it was just a big old knit fest. I did get a lot of knitting done. I have my Christmas Eve stash tea here that is super yummy. Knitting progress. Before we get on to our tools, knitter's tools wish list, I made so much progress today. I'm so unbelievably proud of myself. I finished both of the socks with today's color on them. So those are both done and ready for tomorrow's color. I also finished the habitation throw for today's color. So there she is, getting very long and starting to decrease to the other side. So that is ready for tomorrow's color, and I'm so proud of myself. I got the Skyline wrap to where all I have to do is the ribbing. So tomorrow I get to pick the last color for the ribbing, and the Skyline wrap will be done. I just need to do the ribbing now. But it's only that much, so that should be fairly, it's a 2x2 ribbing, should be fairly quick and easy to do. I'm very excited to get that off the needles, and then I can cast on the Ever After shawl. I'm so excited. So tomorrow is the big day. My husband and I are reunited at last. So it should be pretty exciting tomorrow. I'm very excited. I do have to work. And we are still going to isolate, but we'll be able to isolate together. But we are still going to isolate just until the weekend to make sure that, you know, everything is okay before we go back out into the big real world again. So that is exciting. I can't wait for tomorrow. So I promised you a list of some of my favorite tools and some of my wants, or kind of a wish list of items for knitting. Some of my favorite tools is highlighter tape. I use Knit Companion fairly often, but I like to have a paper pattern as well. I do travel a fair bit with my knitting back and forth to grocery store or picking up grandkids or adult kids or doctor's appointments, things like that. So Knit Companion isn't always readily available. I have an iOS, an iPad, and I have an Android phone. So a lot of times they don't work good together. So I like to have a paper pattern, and this little highlighter tape, it's kind of like washi tape. It's semi-sticky, or like a Post-it note. But you can actually kind of see through it. So it's great to highlight the row that you're on. So highlighter tape is one of my favorites. What's next? Needle blockers. These are Knitter's Pride needle blockers, or Knitter's blockers, and they are really good to use with blocking wires or just on your knits themselves. You've got these big ones with lots of teeth, and then you've got some smaller ones. And I just find they're very convenient to use rather than all kinds of little pins. I still use a lot of little pins, especially for lacy bits, but these are really nice for some of your bigger knits, things with like I-cord bind-offs and I-cord edges and things like that. So I really do love these. I would love to get another kit of this, honestly, because I do use those a lot. Next is needle minders, although I don't have it on my Skyline wrap, which I should. So you take your circular needles and you just slip it in. This has got kind of a rubber tip on the end, and it just kind of hangs onto your needles and keeps things from going all wonky donkey on you. So I have 3 of these. I think my sister gave me 1 and I bought 3 more. Anyway, yeah, I love these. Neck light. I love my neck light. So I got this on Amazon. It's called a Takui neck light. It's probably about dead because I was using it last night, but it has 2 lights. I won't blind you, but it has 2 lights. You can see, and one button turns it from bright to dim and kind of brighter again. And you also have the choice of a yellow or more like a warm light, and then kind of an in-between, or a super blue light. So I just really love this. It goes right around your neck, points at wherever your work is, especially in the evening when I'm trying to and it's very bendy, so you can like put it anywhere. I love it in the evening. I like to kind of turn down all the lights and just have like a salt lamp or a candle, or right now the Christmas lights. And so this is just really nice to be able to have kind of a task light focused on what you're doing. This is Coco Knits stitch holder, leather cord and needle stitch holder kit. So this is a great little kit for when you're doing sweaters and you have to hold the sleeves, or maybe you want to put the bottom stitches on hold while you try it on. So it's got little leather pieces, and then these little needles, and the needles are threaded in the bottom, so you can thread the leather right onto the needle and then pick up your stitches. And when you're ready to knit your stitch, or put your stitches on here to hold them, and then when you're ready to knit your stitches, I just screw this back on and I use this as a knitting needle and knit my stitches. So it's a brilliant little kit. I really love it. I think I've used it on every single sweater that I have knit. I got this at West Springfield. This is from the makers of the Earwheel Nano, and so it obviously flat packs, and then you can hook them together, and this will hold your bobbins for your Nano. It also came with some little rubber rings so that you can tension it, and some little elastic cords so you can tension the bottom of the bobbin. But what I really love to use this for more than anything, because I use the Nano a fair bit, but I haven't spun on it in a little while. I love this little added feature. So you toss these on here, and you can actually put your ball of yarn on it and then use it when you're doing color work as like a yarn tamer. Whoops, that's the inside string. There we go. And it turns very nicely, so you can use it when you're doing color work and things. I love it. It is so fun, easy, and lightweight. And you can break it right down, so you can take those off. And then I just store them back in here. And it packs right into a project bag. It's super simple. I got 3 of these, along with the elastic things and the little rubber things. So yeah, I got 3 of these, and I think it was like, I want to say it was 30. It might have been less than that. It might have been less than $30. I love this. So those are my favorite tools that I have. Wish list, things that I would like to add, is a garment steamer. I do wet block a lot of my knits, but I think I would like to have a garment steamer just to kind of refresh knits, not necessarily having to do a full blocking. Like this is really in desperate need of a good blocking. But I don't think it needs to be fully wet blocked, but to be able to pin it out and then just do a steam block over it would be really nice. A project book. Kay Litton from the Crazy Sock Lady showed her project book, or project journal, on one of her Vlogmases recently, and I loved that journal. So I'm actually going to be on the lookout for that, for something like that when I'm out shopping for the rest of the family, or maybe I'll put a bug in people's ears for my family to get that from me. But I want something that has like a leather cover, you know, good thick sturdy paper, not like your regular paper, but like cardstocky paper. Yeah, and I think it'd be really cool to start keeping track of my knit projects in a tangible book. I keep track of most of them on Ravelry, but you know, a lot of times I don't have an internet connection, or my internet is terrible here. So I would love to have just a book that I can go and open and find things. And you can't feel the yarn of a project on Ravelry, whereas the way that Kay has shown her book, she puts a little scrap of the yarn in, so you can actually see it and feel it and touch it, and I think it's really a brilliant idea. When I was in Rhinebeck in October, I found a company called Yarn Tech. And Yarn Tech makes wooden boxes to store projects and stash and things in. They also make an amazing yarn swift. I can't describe it because it's just so neat. The way the arms are kind of semi-S shaped. And then it also has interchangeable, something like this, like your ball unwinder. And it all is very interchangeable in this one set. So I just fell in love with it. I thought it was brilliant, but they are so hard to come by. They are so hard to get. The one that I want is I really like the look of untreated wood. Usually untreated maple or birch, and they are almost perpetually out of stock. So that's kind of a big ticket item I'd like to have. Glow-in-the-dark needles. I saw these on a blog post online. I can't remember the blogger, I'm so sorry. But glow-in-the-dark needles, I think those would be really cool. I don't know whether they're actually just like you put them in the light and they glow, or whether they are rechargeable and turn them on or not. But they just look really, really cool to do like dark knit, you know, if you're in the movie theater or, you know, in a little bit darker environment. I think it'd be really cool to have glow-in-the-dark needles to knit in the movies. And then the final thing is also something I found on a blog post called Save Your Sweaters Lint Remover. I don't currently have a lint remover. I have, it's kind of like as big as a debit card. I think it's called a gleaner. And it has a little bit of a metally, almost like a metal mesh, and you kind of use that to semi-shave your sweater. I think this little brush thing is brilliant. It's got soft, very short bristles that you can just kind of brush the pills off of things. I don't have a lot of things that pill, but I do have a couple of sweaters that do pill where my arms rub, or you know, where I might put a jacket on over them. Pills happen, right? So I would really like to have a nice sweater gleaner, and that little sweater brush looked like a gentle way to glean the pills from your sweater. So those are my favorite tools and my wish list. I would love you to let me know what your favorite tools are. I am always in the market to get some new gadgets and toys to play with. If you like the video, I would really appreciate it if you'd give it a thumbs up. And I would love for you to subscribe and come hang out with us through the rest of Vlogmas and beyond. This is so much fun. It may have to become a regular thing. Not every day, because it's a lot of work, but more regular than once a month. So I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am enjoying it, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.